to the others. Good morning, everyone, for those of you who are in Canada, and good evening for those of you who are in China. Very nice to meet you all, and welcome to the program overview webinar today. My name is Renmin Wan. I am the program manager for the Master of Finance Beijing program. I'm responsible for the student recruitment as well as some of the day-to-day operation of the program. So today we're going to spend about 20 minutes basically to go over the program structure, the program resources, and then we'll spend a few minutes on how do you apply for the program. At the end of the session, there will be time for you to send me your questions. And meanwhile, if you have any questions, feel free to leave in the chat box or feel free to use the Q&A feature of Zoom. Okay, let's start it. So first, let's talk a little bit about the Queen's Renmin Master of Finance Beijing program. Also, this is also called the Smith Master of Finance Beijing program. We do have two different names. And why is it? Because this is a joint program by Smith School of Business and Renmin University of China. All the students are supposed to study for 1 year in Beijing while they were going to receive the degree from Queen's University here in Canada. This program was first approved by the Chinese Ministry of Education in 2013, and we have been running for almost 10 years now. All the students, they do receive a certificate from Renmin University saying that they have spent 1 year of amazing time in Renmin University. Here I'm presenting the degree our student will be receiving. As you can see on the left hand, you're going to receive the degree from Queen's University. Some of our students here already knew that there are two Master of Finance program here at Smith. One is called Master of Finance Toronto, which is delivered in our downtown Toronto facility. That program does require 2 years of work experience. The other one is called Master of Finance Beijing. We do not require work experience, and we are delivered in Beijing in China. Yet you are going to receive the same degree. There will be no difference in terms of your degree. Okay, and our student, because we have been approved, our program has been approved by the Ministry of Education, you'll also be able to get a verification report from the Chinese Ministry of Education upon your graduation. Okay, this is the study, this is the certificate I was talking about. Please pay attention that this is not a double degree program. You're going to receive your certificate from Renmin University. And why is it? Because based on the regulation of Chinese Ministry of Education, for any of the foreign university that wants to have a program in China, we have to find a local partner. And for our undergraduate program, Smith is collaborating with Peking University. And for our our master program, we are partnering with Renmin University in China because they rank #1 in terms of their applied finance. Okay, so the program, as I just mentioned, is 1 year long. We start every year in September, and you're going to have 2 semesters. We do follow the school calendar of Renmin University, which means the first semester will be September to late January or even early February, right before the Chinese New Year. And then the second semester will start after the Chinese New Year until summer. Usually it ends in July or August. And you're going to receive your degree from Queen's University in November after the convocation ceremony in Canada. We do have 2 graduation ceremony. One is the official convocation ceremony offered by Queen's University in Canada. The other one is that we also offer an opportunity for you to go to graduation celebration in Beijing. Usually we also have a graduation celebration there. So yeah, there are 10 courses delivered during this 1 year. Here is just a brief introduction of all the courses that you're going to learn. All the courses will be delivered one after another. You're going to finish, let's say, financial statement analysis and corporate finance before you start your second course, which could be, I don't know, maybe economics. Yeah, that's usually the case. One of the things I want to highlight is that all the courses will be delivered over the weekend. So from Monday to Friday, this is the time for you. You can choose to take on internships. You can choose to find a full-time jobs. You can choose to work on your CFA designation. It's all up to you. I have students who, I don't see any student have difficulties finding internships or full-time job while they're in the program. The only thing I wanted to highlight is that it's very important to keep the work-life balance. We don't want to see our students stress out. I always recommend my students to look for internship or full-time job after they complete their first two courses, which means that after November, because by then you're going to taste, how the program is like, and you can have a better life. You can maintain better balance in your life, right? Okay, so if you are aware of the CFA curriculum, you're going to see there is a lot of courses that is heavily built on the CFA curriculum. In addition to that, on top of that, we also have a lot of workshop or seminar that expand your skill sets. So that is not necessarily CFA curriculum related, but we find it helpful for you to start your career in finance. Okay, and that seminar and workshop, some of those opportunities are optional, some of them are mandatory, but they're not included in these slides. Meet our faculty member, because this is a joint program, which means that you're going to study in China and your professors will come from both Queen's University and Renmin University. So on the first row, these are the professors from Queen's. You will see they're very experienced and they know our students very well. Some of them have been teaching for over 30 years. And on the second row, these are the professors from Renmin University. And they're going to teach you all about China, because for this program, we wanted really to blend all the, top-notch skills from both Canada and China. So yeah, these amazing faculty members will going to show you the marketing landscape in both East and West. Okay, so one of the things I really find valuable for today's session is this slide of class profile. If you're applying for graduate program, no matter which program that you're applying for, I always encourage you to contact the admission team, ask them about their class profile, ask what kind of student they have admitted in the past. So you will get a sense of what kind of classmates you're going to have once you join the program. So this is the class profile for the class that's still in the we had just graduated last November. You're going to see it's a class of 38 students. Normally, we don't admit beyond 40. And for this class, because we have a lot of students who are deferring their admission only because of their Canadian citizen and they have some visa issues going back to China because of the COVID restrictions. So that's why we have 38 students for this cohort. Average age is 25, meaning that half of the students, they're just fresh out of the university, while half of the students, they have a few years of work experience. A few years, I mean 1 to 3 years. So that makes the average age for the class to be 25. They come from 18 different undergraduate universities. Most of these undergraduate universities are from North America. We do have a few students who did their undergraduate degree in China, in mainland China. In terms of the gender ratio, well, yeah, yesterday was the International Women's Day. Yeah, that's a very big holiday. But I want to emphasize that usually we have quite a balanced class in terms of the gender ratio. Women to men student ratio is usually like 50 to 50. Yet this class is a little bit, I would say, unusual. We have more women students in this class, which I don't see as a bad thing. And the other thing that is really, really helpful for you to decide, for you to see, will be the percentage of students who has already passed the CFA level 1 exam or above before joining the class. So for the past 3 years, we usually have more than 50% of the students who already passed the CFA level 1 exam before joining the class. For this class of 2022, because in 2021, 2022, a lot of the CFA exam was canceled because of COVID. That is why we have a slightly lower percentage of students who passed the CFA level 1 before joining the program. But yes, still this information will be helpful for determining if your academic strength will be enough, will be sufficient for this program. We're academically, we're very, very strong. Okay. Okay, any question here? If not, let's move on to the next slide. Our students, most of them will choose to work in mainland China after graduation. You're going to see on this slide, the right 3 columns, those are our employees in China, while for the latter 2 columns, those are the places our students are working in after they come back to Canada. We do have a couple of students every year who choose to come back to Canada after graduation, and we have a growing alumni community, which means that if you wanted to find a person to network with for any of the financial institution in China, we'll be able to find you one alum for you to have a coffee chat with. I'm going to come back that a little bit on about why we have such a strong alumni community. We're not only 40 students every year graduating from the program, we do have a very, very big and strong alum community in China. Okay, career service, that is important because we are a business school, and business school, we're always proud of our career service. We have a career advance center in downtown Toronto. We do have an instructor here who will be available for you anytime you want, and she'll be helping you to navigate your career path, and she's going to help you to map out the next step for your career growth, and also she'll help you to develop an action plan to start your career and towards your career goals. So yeah, this is really, really valuable. In addition to that, for those of you who want to start a career in China, we also work with an external career service provider in Beijing, and they will be helping you in terms of they are going to provide different career seminars. They're going to provide one-on-one consultation sessions, and they're going to have some online opportunities for you to build your resume on kind of online, we call it online practicum opportunities. So those are similar to internship. Those opportunities will be very helpful for you to understand the business culture in China. And these services are all free of charge because the program has already paid on your behalf. So yes, these are the career services we provide in China. We also have a global alumni community. We have an online platform for that. It's called Smith Connect. So you can always reach out to the alumni, not only in China, not only in Canada, but also anyone, our global community to reach out for their help. So as Tejish mentioned, from Monday to Friday, the time is yours. Some of the students may choose to take an internship, full-time job, work on their professional designation, and some of them may choose to join QUAF. And QUAF is a student organization, and this is a very special student organization. You're going to be allocated some money for you to make the investment decision, and this money are not fake money. It's going to be real, and we have a QUAF team in Toronto. We have a QUAF team in Kingston, where Queen's University locates, and we also have a team in Beijing. So these 3 teams, you're going to work independently, but also you're going to collaborate with each other and making some investment decisions using money donated by our alumni, donated by our school. This will be a very, very important platform for you, because imagine that when you're applying for a job, PE, VC, and you're going to say, I have some real investment experience. You can see from my resume, I've been working for QUAF, and here is the portfolio we have been managing. That will be very, very impressive, because that means that you have some real world experience, right? So yeah, QUAF, that is very, very important. And I encourage my students to apply for QUAF as long as, just to make full use of these opportunities. Let's go back to the alumni community a little bit. As I just mentioned, we have a growing alumni community in China. We have more than 300, almost 500 members in our WeChat group. So we do have annually, we have at least 2 major networking events. These events will be helpful for you to build your network in China, especially in Beijing. In addition to that, our alumni chapter, our alumni also have some clubs, outdoor clubs, or they organize corporate visit or outings. So those are also alternative ways for you to, how do you say, get a taste of Beijing as well. So yeah, this is very, very important. We do have 2 sections for Master of Finance Beijing program. The first section is called International section, which is the class that is always, less than 40 students. This class, we don't require work experience. It's for young professional. However, we do have an average work experience of 3 years. That being said, this section is delivered in the English language. The other one, our executive section, that section we have 80 students, and those are the students who have minimum 7 years of work experience in finance in China. And why we're offering 2 sections. For international section, our student wants to build a connection with our executive section who have more experience, right? For our executive section, these students wanted to have a global view. So they're very willing to help our international students. Every year, I know there are international section students who actually receive their first job offer from our executive section's recommendation. I have just posted the job posting recommended by our executive section to our international section this morning. So yeah, at the program office, we do encourage all the networking between the 2 sections. Very, very helpful for our students' career development in China. Okay, we're very happy to connect you with our alumni. If you wanted to know more about our alumni story, feel free to let us know. I'll be happy to help you with it. As I mentioned, a lot of our students who join the program does not have a campus life. They haven't experienced a campus life in China. But if you're joining NFIN Beijing as you are studying in China on the campus of the Renmin University, you're going to receive your student card and you can enjoy the campus life in Renmin University. You can use their facilities, including the libraries, the gym, you can go to their recruitment events, and also you can use their canteen. Well, I like their canteen. It's really I love part of it and very impressive, and I assume you'll also enjoy it. Yeah, so if you wanted to, study with the other Renmin University students and just experience the campus, experience the university life in China, then NFIN Beijing would be a very, very good option for you. Okay, let's move on to the application process. So at Smith, our application process are quite the same. You apply online, and then application advisor like myself, we're going to work with you, and we're going to send you emails. We're going to have one-on-one communication with you, and we're going to help you to complete your application. Once we receive all of your application files, you are going to be interviewed by the admission committee, which is a different group of people. So myself, I'm not a member of the admission committee. I cannot make any decision. My job is to help you to present the best of you in front of the admission commission. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. So when you submit your online application, you're going to log into our website. You're going to fill in an online form. You're going to submit your resume and your transcript, unofficial transcript. Then I will be reviewing all your documents based on your resume, which means that I'm going to look into your academic and professional background. And based on your unofficial transcript, which means that I'm going to look into what courses you have been taking, what grades you have been receiving, and then based on these materials, I'm going to send you a checklist. In that checklist, I'm going to let you know what materials you will be required, and these materials may include, for example, TOEFL or IELTS. However, if you complete your undergraduate degree in English, if you have lived in Canada for 3 years, then this could be waived. Okay, you don't have to submit that. The other thing, GMAT, GRE, or CF level 1. So again, most of the students, you're going to be required to submit either GMAT or GRE or CF level 1. While for some of the students, for example, those students who does not hold an undergraduate degree in business, or whose grades I'm not satisfied with the grades, for those students, you have to listen to my advice, take the CFA level 1 exam. So this student may be required to submit the CFA exam in addition to GMAT or GRE. Okay, so CFA level 1 exam, that is very important. The other thing, 2 online references. We usually encourage you to provide 1 academic reference and 1 professional one. However, for students who have been out of university for a long time, you may submit 2 professional references. So I had students ask me, oh, what if that I couldn't, well, I don't know how to submit a reference. Like, how do I know my reference is strong enough? Don't worry, we're talking with you like one by one, 101. So I will let you know if you need to provide a 3rd or even a 4th reference if I found the reference are not relevant. Okay. And last thing will be your unofficial transcript, which means that you have to contact your university and ask them to reach out to us directly. They're going to ship the transcript directly to Queens in an university envelope. So, but that is the very last step of the application. Don't worry, I'm going to guide you through it. Okay, any question here? I hope not. I try to explain everything very clear. But if you have any question, feel free to let me know in the chat or in the Q&A. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Also very important. What is the minimum admission requirement, especially the GPA requirement? Although I put 2.7 here, that is not a cutting line. It doesn't mean that, oh, once you are below 2.7, we're not going to admit you. No, that's not the case. We're going to look into your major. We're going to look into what courses you have been taking. We're going to look into the GPA of your last 2 years of courses. There are students who, despite offering a very strong GPA, I still ask them to provide additional information. And there are also students who, well, they submit their transcript. It doesn't look at first glance. For example, their CGPA could be like below 2.7, but when you look into it, they have a valid reason. And I think that reason is possible. And even though they're below 2.7, I will still give them a chance. Okay, the average admission GPA for class of 2022, which is the class profile, just to show you the class with 38 students, it's 3.43 out of 4. Okay, so 3.43. I think that's it's 80 what? It's 80 out of 100. So yeah, that is the average admission GPA. Okay, okay. Application deadline. If you are a Chinese citizen, which means that if you are holding a Chinese passport, you don't need to have a Chinese visa. Then your application deadline will be August 25th. And I just received a confirmation this morning that our opening will be very likely on Friday, September the 8th. So in early September, in first Friday of September, that is most likely our opening date, okay? And our admission deadline will be August 25th. However, if you're not holding Chinese passport, you need to apply for a Chinese visa. For those of you, your application deadline will be May the 15th. We will need time to process your visa application. That is why there is a difference in terms of the application deadline. We don't, in terms of the admission criteria, it will be the same, okay? Okay, program fees. So because this is a Queen's degree program, so if you are Canadian citizen or Canadian PR, you are paying the domestic tuition, which is see on this right-hand side, also in renminbi, because this is also required by the Ministry of Education in China. However, if you're not a Canadian citizen, if you're not a Canadian PR, you're going to pay for the international tuition, which is on the left-hand side of this slide. Okay, so that is the program fees. Scholarship. For all of the students applying for the program, when you apply, you'll be automatically considered for an entrance scholarship, and the scholarship decision will be made based on your academic and professional background. In addition to that, we'll also have some additional scholarship opportunities. For example, if you are a Canadian citizen, you may be qualified for the CLIC scholarship. And CLIC is a scholarship offered by the Chinese government for Canadian citizen students. And if you are also preparing for CFA exams, we also offer CFA student scholarship. But please let me know as soon as possible that about your exam schedule, because that is why we may be able to get more resources for you for CFA exam preparation, okay? Okay. What about the other ways? Like, yeah, you mean you have been talking about communicating with the admission team. How do I do that? So go to our website. You're going to see we have a lot of events on this page. We have special events. I am going to put in the chat. We do have 2 upcoming special events. I'm going to talk about that later on, but you can find it on our page. These events could be professional event. It could be also be academic event. I like them, and I will encourage you to try to join the event as much as possible. That is the event for you to network with fellow students like yourself. We also have one-on-one sessions. The one-on-one sessions could be in person. Usually we have in-person opportunities in Toronto and also, as always, in Kingston, because our office here I am in Kingston. And we also have some virtual one-on-one opportunities. So if you want to talk with us, you can always book a Zoom call with me or my colleague. We offer Zoom calls in either Chinese language or English, okay? So we always welcome you to talk with us. In addition to that, we have some recording for our previous sessions. You can also find that on our website. Again, there will be for the info sessions in Chinese language and also some special panel discussion, other events in English, and you can view the recording. So in terms of a special event, for this Saturday, we are having event collaborating with the Chinese, Chinese embassy in Toronto, their office in Toronto. We're going to assemble a team of application advisors from Smith to be there, and we're also having 2 professional development organizations there. So if you wanted to network with these career development organizations or talk with us about all the programs here at Smith, feel free to come. We also have food here. So this Saturday, starting from 3 p.m. In Smith, Toronto, which is our downtown Smith facility. It's just right across the Union Station, right across the CN Tower. So yeah, especially for those of you who are in University of Toronto, St. George campus, feel free to come and join us. The other event is that we're going to have a panel discussion talking about AI in finance. This is a very strong panel. Sorry, I don't have space to put the title of all our panelists, but this panel is really, really amazing. So it's in late late of March. It's a Monday, also in evening. It's very popular event. So if you're interested, follow the link I posted in the chat and sign it up as soon as possible, because once we have reached 100 people, we're going to start to do hybrid. Right now, I believe you can still sign for in-person event. Yeah, so this event is very, very important. Here are some of our social media. Both Smith and both in Beijing, we have our social media. We do have our Weibo and we have our WeChat. Recently, we have launched our Xiaohongshu. So yeah, feel free to follow us and send us messages there. We have a WeChat personal account that is managed by my colleague and myself. So if you want to discuss some very personal questions, feel free to add us on WeChat, send us a question there, send us your resume, or you can always book a Zoom WeChat call with us there. Wanted to highlight is that we're based in Canada. We're using Eastern Time. So for those of you who are in China, some of your messages, it may take some time for us to reply, but we're not missing it. We're not skipping it. It just takes some time for us to reply because of the time difference. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty much everything for today. Any questions? I realized that we are already 30 minutes. So I'm going to take maybe 1 or 2 questions from audience, and then that will be the end of the day. Let's see what kind of question we have got. Okay, I have a question here that will be about the GMAT requirement. So let me just go back to my slides about the GMAT, about the application. Yeah, GMAT. So I would say on average, the students submit GMAT will be about 650. That is usually what we see. We do not have a minimum required, but of course, the higher the better. Usually we'll see most of students are providing a GMAT that is at least 350. And if you are having a very strong academic background, we will not have a high expectation for your GMAT result. However, if your academic background is not strong enough, then of course, we're going to expect a stronger GMAT results. Okay, that makes sense, right? Okay, let's see what else question we have here. Okay, we have a question about the student lives. Will we live in the student residence? That is a good question. So although our student will be having all the courses on Renmin University on campus, we're not having the student are not living on Renmin campus. You're not going to live in their student residence for our Chinese citizen students. So for some of our Chinese citizen students, they may choose to live together around campus. But most of our students, they will be living in other parts of Beijing. Most of them will be likely to live close to the financial district, close to where they're going to have their internship or full-time job. Because in Beijing, the public transportation is safe and also very convenient. That is why students could be living away from campus and commute to the campus over the weekend to take the course. Okay, and the course is in person. Okay, good. It's already 10:35. I know there's still questions. I will try to answer you, but I'm going to stop recording right now. And again, thank you for coming today for the session, and enjoy the rest of your day. Any questions, please do not hesitate to let us know. Thank you for joining, and take care. Bye.